So the concert is about Edgar Allan Poe, and it traces parts of his life from when he was in college at the University of Virginia. And then he left college because actually he couldn't afford to stay in college. He didn't have enough money. And he began traveling, and he went to Ireland and fell in love with Ireland and the beauty of it. And he met a woman and fell in love with her. But unfortunately, she couldn't come back from Ireland with him. And so when he got back to the United States, when he got back to Baltimore, he was very disheartened. And he was really struggling as a writer. And he wrote one of his most famous pieces today called The Raven. And he sent it to her and was hoping that, she might, still have some love or interest in him. And one of the things that inspired him to write The Raven was when she said that she wouldn't leave Ireland, she said, "I'm sorry, I can't go with you. I won't." And he said, "Will I never see you?" And she said, "No, nevermore." And that's actually one of the most famous things in the poem, The Raven, because Edgar Allan Poe looks up, sees the raven, keeps talking to the raven, and the raven will only say one thing to him: nevermore. So it's all about loss, the loss of this girl. And then after writing today what this is considered his most famous poem, the newspaper critic at the time didn't like it and said some very horrible things about him and about his writing. And so he decided to write another story, and it's kind of a revenge story about these two characters, and one lures the other character deep into a crypt, telling him that there's a really wonderful wine that's down there, and he wants him to tell him if it's really good, and so he plays the part as if he doesn't know. And then he lures him down to the crypt, and he chains him to the wall, and then he builds a wall around him, and he leaves him there to die. And the symbolism is that that's Edgar Allan Poe that is then walling up his critics. He's saying, "Ha, look at what I've written. You can say what you want about me, but I'm going to write great stuff." So that's kind of the overview of the program. This will be up on the screen once the screen is on. So there'll be the slides, the video will be running. And then there's, on some certain ones of these, there'll actually be some audio. And then when you see some of these, there'll just be the music. So all of this will be up on there. And then what I'll be doing is I'm conducting the music. I'll hit the bar here and turn the slide to match what's going on in the music. So when I first wrote the music, I had the idea that I would use a small orchestra, which is what we have. We have strings, woodwinds, percussion, guitar, ukulele, organ, and piano. And I would try and take those stories and bring them to life, not only through the music, but also through the video. So we designed the video to tell the story. And the idea was that where the orchestra is playing, that's actually like a movie set. And so the musicians are going to be bathed in the light from the performance. So they're actually part of the video. Even though they're just playing the music, they'll actually be part of the video. And so there's video that goes along that tells the story. But I also didn't want to have too much video because I want the singers to tell the story.